winner today. Took the checkered, Jeremiah from Jeremiah Garage Racing. How you feeling today, buddy?
Feel great. Car was great there. Track was definitely greasy at the end, but had a great race, good hard-fought race, and we're tied back in the point, so I'm really happy.
That's good. That's good. We noticed we had a couple of issues, some mechanical issues on the track there.
Yeah.
Paint came loose a few times. Can you kind of expound on what happened?
Yeah, well, the chain's pretty exposed, man. Exposed more than I would like, and every time you make contact, if it hits it too hard, the chain's gonna break. I mean, we saw it last week, whenever I hit the wall, and it just it has to be a good amount of contact. Like, it's not, if you hit him on the front, it's not really gonna do anything. But if I get hit in the rear like too hard, like if it's sending me up the racetrack too far, then it'll probably come loose. Or if I get loose too hard, it'll come off.
Yeah, we noticed on turns 3 and 4 you had some issues coming down and kind of getting into Austin a little bit. What exactly contributed to that?
We got no brakes on these karts, so if someone's throttle points are different from the others, then yeah, you're gonna get booted for sure. And the way our karts drive is very different, so it's hard to when you don't have any brakes, it's hard to race and not make contact. And today it was just one of those days where our throttle points were so different that I was 2 cents faster than him, so I knew I had a faster kart, and I tried to be patient. But sometimes, man, I would just get in there, and I would just get in there way harder than he was, and I tried to be respectful of that. But it's just a racing deal, man. I didn't mean to do it on purpose or anything, but when you're riding behind him for about 4 laps, your mind kind of gets in your head, and you just kind of just throw everything out the window and just trying to get in front.
Well, good strong win today, buddy, and congratulations.
Thank you. Go.
All right, we're here with Austin Lynn, placed second today in a hard-fought race. Austin, I know you're probably disappointed. I appreciate your time. Can you tell me exactly what went wrong today?
Well, we just didn't have a great car this week. We're better on the short tracks than the big tracks with this car. It's always been like that. We've always struggled with big tracks, but we're going to Southern National next week. Is kind of a small track. We're going to see when we work on this thing a little bit for the next 3 weeks. 3 or 4 weeks or so, or 2 weeks, however long we got until we race again. No, but I'm just frustrated of how this is just going.
Well, it's like I said, you got a little break coming up. You got some time to put some wrench time in the garage. And besides that, you guys are square, so you're no worse for the wear. Just got to get back out there and do what you got to do. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome.